Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to chemistry classes. Today we shall discuss a new topic in chapter classification of elements and periodicity in properties. The new periodic property we are discussing is ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy. It is denoted by the symbol delta Hi. This is how we represent the ionization enthalpy. What is ionization enthalpy? It is actually a quantitative measure of the tendency to lose electron to any atom. So we can say it is measure of an atom to lose electron, or this value of ionization enthalpy tells us with what ease an atom loses electron or it donates electron. What is its definition is? It is the energy required by an atom to remove an electron from neutral gaseous atom in ground state. So we can say it is energy required to remove an electron from isolated gaseous atom in its ground state. So it is the energy required to remove an electron from neutral gaseous atom. This is the energy required. So the value is positive value. Since it is the energy absorbed or energy required to remove an electron, value will be positive value. The unit of ionization enthalpy is generally it is expressed in kilojoule per mole. Ionization enthalpy is expressed in kilojoule per mole. Now let me consider atom is X. It is in the gaseous state. It is in the ground state. Let's say some amount of energy is supplied. At that time, one electron is removed. So what we get is X plus ion in the gaseous state. Now look at here. From neutral gaseous atom, we have removed an electron. Energy required to remove an electron is first ionization enthalpy in the ground state, which is represented as delta IH1. Whenever electron is lost from an atom, the positive charge comes on atom. Here one electron is lost, so one positive charge on atom. Now let me consider this X plus in the gaseous state. It is X plus in the gaseous state. This is monopositive ion. Now if I remove another electron from this monopositive ion, what do I get is X2 plus in the gaseous state when one electron is removed. Energy required to remove an electron from monopositive gaseous atom is second ionization enthalpy, which I'll represent as delta IH2. Now let me consider this dipositive ion X2 plus, from which I'll remove an electron. At that time what do I get is X3 plus gas. So now energy required to remove an electron from dipositive ion is called as third ionization enthalpy. So understand students, energy required to remove an electron from neutral gaseous atom is a first ionization enthalpy. Energy required to remove an electron from monopositive ion is a second ionization enthalpy. Energy required to remove an electron from dipositive ion is a third ionization enthalpy. Now let's compare the values of first ionization enthalpy, that is delta IH1, second ionization enthalpy, that's delta IH2, third ionization enthalpy, that is delta IH3, and the successive ionization enthalpies. If we compare the values of first ionization enthalpy, second ionization enthalpy, third ionization enthalpy, for any element, what is found is first ionization enthalpy is always less than second ionization enthalpy than third ionization enthalpy. Why it is so? What is the reason behind this? Reason is, in ions, number of electrons will be less. So effective nuclear charge goes on increasing. As effective nuclear charge increases, size decreases. As the size decreases, removal of electron becomes difficult. So in positive ions, effective nuclear charge is more. Therefore, removal of electron becomes difficult. Therefore, ionization enthalpy value is high. So remember, removal of electron is easy from neutral atom than monopositive ion than dipositive ion. So ionization enthalpy is low means removal of electron is easy. Loss of electron becomes easy. Students, as size of atom increases, what happens is removal of last electron becomes easy, means ionization enthalpy is less. So ionization enthalpy low means tendency to lose electron is more. Higher ionization enthalpy means tendency to lose electron is difficult. So based on ionization enthalpy, you can judge whether an atom loses electron easily or not. Always low ionization enthalpy leads to easy removal of electrons. So this is how you can relate ionization enthalpy with the tendency to lose electron by an atom. Now let us consider group 1 elements and group 17 elements, and let's compare their ionization enthalpies. Students, group 1 elements are also called as alkali metals. These are alkali metals. These elements are present in the extreme left side of the periodic table. Their outer electronic configuration outer electronic configuration of these alkali metals is NS1. These elements need one electron to lose. They require loss of one electron so that they get stable noble gas configuration. So in this case, loss of an electron leads to stable noble gas configuration or stable octet electronic configuration. Octet electronic configuration is nothing but stable noble gas configuration. Loss of one electron leads to stability. So these elements prefer to lose electron. That means loss of electron is easy here. That's why these elements have low ionization enthalpy. These elements are actually large sized. In large sized elements, removal of electron becomes easy. And here one more thing is removal of electron leads to stable noble gas configuration. That's why they prefer to lose electron. Hence, these have low ionization enthalpy. These have low ionization enthalpy. Due to their low ionization enthalpy, these elements are reactive. So, reactivity of group 1 elements is due to the low ionization enthalpy. Now, next let us consider group 17 elements. Group 17 elements are called as halogens. For these elements, the outer electronic configuration is NS2 NP5. Means these, if they get one electron, become stable. So they do not prefer to lose electron. Since they do not prefer to lose electron, for these elements, ionization enthalpy value is high. These have high ionization enthalpy. The high ionization enthalpy is actually due to small size. Other day we have studied about the atomic radii. Down the group, atomic radius increases. Along the period, atomic radius decreases. Means group 17 elements are small sized. Hence, electrons are nearer to the nucleus. Removal of electron becomes difficult. That's why they have high ionization enthalpy. If you consider the group 18 elements, group 18 elements are called noble gases. Noble gases already have the stable electronic configuration. That is, their electronic configuration is NS2 NP6. They have stable electronic configuration. Since they have very stable electronic configuration, they do not prefer to lose electron. Hence, they have very high ionization enthalpy. These have very high ionization enthalpy. So, remember, if an element prefers to lose electron in order to get stability, its ionization enthalpy will be low. If any element do not prefer to lose electron, at that time its ionization enthalpy value will be high. Now, which are the factors affecting ionization enthalpy? Factors affecting ionization enthalpy. They are, first one is atomic radius. Atomic radius indicates atomic size. How does it affect the ionization enthalpy? Students, if the size is small, if atomic radius is less, the electrons will be nearer to the nucleus. Means attractive forces between nucleus and electron is more. At that time, the removal of electron becomes difficult. Energy required to remove electron is more. Please understand, if the size is small, electrons will be nearer to the nucleus. As a result, there exists more attraction between nucleus and outer electron. So, ionization enthalpy will be more. So, small atomic radius, larger is the ionization enthalpy. But if the size is large, the electrons will be far from the nucleus. At that time, attractive forces between nucleus and electron is less, it is weak. So, removal of electron becomes easy. Means ionization enthalpy value is less. So, what we can say is atomic size and ionization enthalpy are inversely proportional. So, large radius, small ionization enthalpy. Small atomic radius, large ionization enthalpy. So, this is factor number 1 which affects the ionization enthalpy. Second one is effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge is charge possessed by the nucleus. If the effective nuclear charge increases, size of an atom decreases. So, more effective nuclear charge, smaller is the radius. If radius is small, attraction between nucleus and electrons is more. So, energy required to remove an electron is more. So, what we can say is more effective nuclear charge, small radius, hence large ionization enthalpy. Means effective nuclear charge and ionization enthalpy are directly proportional to each other. More is the effective nuclear charge, more is the ionization enthalpy, because more effective nuclear charge leads to small atomic radius. Next is third one, shielding effect or screening effect. Shielding or screening effect. What is this shielding or screening effect? It is protection of outer electrons by inner core electrons from influence of nucleus or from attraction of a nucleus. Here, in atom, at the center there is nucleus, electrons are found in different shells. These electrons are arranged in different orbitals. Here what happens? If the inner core electrons are more, they protect the outer electrons from the influence of the nucleus. Means outer electrons do not feel more attraction by the nucleus. So, outer electrons are less attracted towards the nucleus. Since outer electrons are less attracted towards nucleus, the outer electrons occupy large volume, means the size increases. As the size increases, removal of electron becomes easy. So, ionization enthalpy is less. So, what we can say is, as shielding effect increases, atomic size increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. So, ionization enthalpy and shielding effect are inversely proportional. So, understand here, more is the shielding effect, larger is the radius. So, removal of electron becomes easy, ionization enthalpy is low. Shielding effect more, low ionization enthalpy. Shielding effect less, less ionization enthalpy. Generally, shielding effect is effective if inner orbitals completely filled. Shielding effective if inner orbitals are completely filled by electrons. So, if inner orbitals are completely filled by electrons, then shielding is more effective. If inner orbitals are partially filled, then shielding is not effective. More effective shielding, larger will be the radius, less will be the ionization enthalpy. And the fourth one factor which decide ionization enthalpy is penetration effect. Penetration effect. What is this penetration effect? It is closeness to the nucleus. The closeness of the nucleus, closeness of electrons to the nucleus, if more, penetration effect is more. So, more penetration effect when closeness of the electrons in different orbitals is more. Generally, if I consider orbitals, in the orbitals of any shell, s orbital electrons are more penetrated than p orbitals, than d, than f. So, if the electrons are present in s orbital, they are more close to the nucleus. To remove them, energy required is more, means ionization enthalpy is high. In p orbitals, if electrons are there, they feel less closeness to the nucleus than that of d electrons, than f electrons. So, students remember, one which is more close to the nucleus is more attracted towards the nucleus. So, removal of electron becomes difficult. Ionization enthalpy will be more. So, more penetration effect, more is the penetration effect, less will be the, more is the penetration effect, more will be the ionization enthalpy. More penetration effect, more close to the nucleus. So, ionization enthalpy is more. Penetration effect and ionization enthalpy are directly proportional to each other. So, these are the main four factors which affect the ionization enthalpy. Now, let us take examples for the comparison of ionization enthalpy. Students, in general you can say size will be small if attractive forces are more than the repulsive forces. If attractive forces are more, size of an atom will be small. At that time, ionization enthalpy will be more. If repulsive forces are more, size of an atom is large. So, ionization enthalpy will be less because removal of electron becomes easy. Now, before going to the example, let us discuss about variation of ionization enthalpy down the group and along the period. First, let us consider variation of ionization enthalpy down the group. Down the group, what happens to ionization enthalpy? As you move down the group, size of an atom increases because number of electrons increase down the group. Electrons are added to the new shells, so size of an atom expands. Means the last electron feels less attraction from the nucleus. So removal of last electron becomes easy. Hence energy required to remove that electron is easy, means ionization enthalpy is low. So we can say down the group ionization enthalpy decreases. Reason for this is down the group what happens is number of shells increase as atomic number increases. Therefore atomic radius or atomic size increases. As we move down the group, atomic size increases. Atomic size and ionization enthalpy are inversely proportional. So as atomic size increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. Along the period, what happens? As you move along the period, that is from left to right, from left to right in the periodic table, what happens to the ionization enthalpy? As you move along the period from left to right, ionization enthalpy increases. Ionization enthalpy along period from left to right goes on increasing. Why it is so? You already know. The reason is atomic size. As you move along the period, atomic number increases. Electrons are added to. Same shell. So what happens is effective nuclear charge increases and hence atomic radius decreases. Atomic radius decreases. From left to right in the periodic table, atomic number increases, means number of electrons increase, but electrons are added to the same shell. So effective nuclear charge increases, which leads to more attraction towards the nucleus, hence the size decreases. As the size decreases, ionization enthalpy increases. So this is how ionization enthalpy varies down the group and along the period. Both are important. How ionization enthalpy varies down the group, give reason. How it varies along the period, give reason. Now let's compare ionization enthalpy of a few elements. Let's take boron and beryllium. Beryllium is the element Be, atomic number is 4. Boron is the element with atomic number 5. If I write electronic configuration for the beryllium, it is 1s2, 2s2. This is the electronic configuration of beryllium. Boron electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Now, if you want to remove an electron from beryllium, it must be removed from 2s orbital. Whereas if you want to remove electron in boron, it must be removed from 2p orbital. In beryllium, removal of electron can be done from 2s orbital. In boron, it can be done from 2p orbital. We know the penetration effect or closeness. S orbital is more close to the nucleus than p orbital. So, S electrons are more close to the nucleus than p electrons. So removal of s electron needs more energy. So ionization enthalpy of beryllium is greater than that of boron. Ionization enthalpy of beryllium is greater than boron. This is because in beryllium, electron to be removed is from 2s orbital, which is closer to the nucleus than 2p orbital of boron. Since electrons of 2s orbitals are more closer to the nucleus, the attractive force felt by 2s electron is more than 2p electron. So energy required to remove electron from 2s orbital of the beryllium is more than for the removal of electron from 2p orbital for the boron. So this is one comparison. Second one, let's take nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen atomic number 7, oxygen atomic number is 8. Means these come in same period. From left to right, a long period, ionization enthalpy increases. But it is not here. Here it is proved wrong. Even here, a long period, ionization enthalpy generally increases, but not here. Here beryllium has more ionization enthalpy than boron. A very similar example is nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen atomic number is 7. If I write electronic configuration, it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. For the oxygen, it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Look at here. Here, last electron to be removed for nitrogen is from 2p orbital. For oxygen is also from 2p orbital. In both the cases, a removal of electron should be done from 2p orbital. Means closeness to the nucleus is same. But if you compare ionization enthalpy of nitrogen and oxygen, what do you find is nitrogen will always have greater ionization enthalpy than oxygen. Why? Look at the configuration. Nitrogen 2p3, oxygen 2p4. In nitrogen, 2p orbital is exactly half filled, which is stable. If another electron is added, it will feel repulsion. So in oxygen, there is extra one electron which is more repelled. That's why it can be removed easily from the neutral gaseous atom of oxygen. So ionization enthalpy of nitrogen is greater than oxygen. The reason behind this is, in a nitrogen, 2p orbital is exactly half filled. Hence, removal of an electron is difficult. Means that electron feels more attraction towards the nucleus. Whereas in oxygen, the fourth electron is repelled more. So removal of that electron becomes easy. Hence, oxygen has a less ionization enthalpy than nitrogen. See, these two questions are important. Give reason type questions will be asked. Among beryllium and boron, which has greater ionization enthalpy, give reason. Among nitrogen and oxygen, which has low ionization enthalpy, give reason. This type of questions will appear. So this is all about ionization enthalpy. In this part, what and all things you have to know? Definition of ionization enthalpy, then variation of ionization enthalpy down the group and along the period with reason, then comparison of ionization enthalpy of beryllium and boron, nitrogen and oxygen with the reasons. These are the important questions for the exam point of view. In the coming classes, let's discuss about the electron gain enthalpy and electronegativity. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.